wood fixing, C. wood cutting, and D. timber work. The answer is woodwork because it describes the activity of the carpenter who engages in building up the windows, and there's some extra beauty in the house to make the house look fascinating. So we have the woodwork done by a set of a very competent carpenters was intricately interwoven. The louver windows added extra beauty to the new block, whose exterior walls looked most striking after the second dash. A. spraying, B. washing, C. coating, and D. covering. In this context, we make use of coating because when the bricks are already laid and you have to plaster the bricks, it is called coating. You coat the bricks with cement. That is for the second passage. 2016 UTM use of English. The first passage. Read the passage carefully and answer the questions that follow. Curiosity is as clear and definite as any of our urges. We wonder what is in a sealed telegram or in a letter which someone else is absorbed, or what is being said in the telegram booth or in low conversation. This inquisitiveness is vastly stimulated by jealousy, suspicion, or any hint that we ourselves are directly or indirectly involved in. But this appears to be a fair amount of personal interest in other people's affairs, even when they do not concern us except as a mystery to be unraveled or a tale to be told. The report of a divorce suit will have new value for many weeks. They constitute a story like a novel, a play, or moving pictures. This is not an example of pure curiosity. However, since we readily identify ourselves with others, their joy and despair become our own concern. This is an adaptation from Harris and Wilson University Handbook. Now to the questions. Which of the following statements is true according to the passage? Option A. The passage does not indicate that suspicion would lead to inquisitiveness or that suspicion stimulates inquisitiveness. Option B. Every human conduct often gives rise to curiosity. Yes, this is actually true of the passage, because the passage states that virtually everything we do comes with curiosity, and that has to do with some of the activities mentioned here. We wonder what is in a sealed telegram or in a letter which someone else is absorbed, or what is being said in the telephone booth or in low conversation. Virtually all our activities give rise to curiosity. Option C. Our environment always inhibits curiosity. This is not directly stated in the passage. Option D. Curiosity is effective where there is no room for it. This is not stated in the passage. The passage actually indicates that virtually all our activities stimulate curiosity. So our final answer is option B. Question 2. According to the passage, people wonder what is in a sealed telegram because option A. It has taken long for the telegram to arrive. B. They are naturally curious about things. C. The information is vital to them. D. It is their responsibility to know. Option A is wrong. C is wrong because the passage does not indicate that messages in telegram are vital to people who are curious to know the content of the telegram. Option D. it is their responsibility to know. The passage does not state that people are curious to know the contents of the telegram because it is their responsibility to know. And option A, it has taken long for the telegram to arrive. This is not a factor behind the rise to curiosity according to the passage. So our final answer is option B, the fact that people are naturally curious about things. So when people see things, they are often eager to know the content or the root of the matter. Question 3. The word absorbed as used in the passage means A. Disturbed, B. Engrossed, C. Covered, D. Entailed. According to the passage, we have absorbed in line 3, and that is contained in the second sentence. I read, we wonder what is in a sealed telegram or in the letter which someone else is absorbed, or what is being said in the telegram booth, in the telephone booth, or in low conversation. So, according to the passage, the meaning of absorbed is engrossed, meaning what actually concerns somebody else, or the concerns of somebody else, or something that has to do with the affair of another person, and that is engrossed. Engrossed means to be engaged in something, or to be occupied with something. So here we have engrossed as a final answer. Disturbed is not the answer because it has to do with worries, and here as absorbed as used in the context does not mean worried or disturbed. Option C, covered. Covered is not close to the meaning of absorbed as used in the passage. And the last one, entailed. Entailed means encompassing or containing. So we cannot relate this to what we have in the passage. Question 4. From the passage, it can be deduced that curiosity thrives A. Through conduct that are inimical to our activities. B. If we are able to probe into what others are thinking. C. Only if we become suspicious of people's motive. D. If the subject of discussion is of interest to us. The question is trying to ask what actually gives rise to curiosity among people. That is the situation that warrants curiosity. The passage states that curiosity comes up or curiosity rises only if we become suspicious of people's motives, people's characters, people's disposition. That is what would trigger or make curiosity to thrive among us. Question 5. The author seems to suggest that curiosity is A. Misleading, B. Inborn, C. Learned, and D. Acquired. According to the passage, it is only people who have characteristics such as that of jealousy and suspicion that would be curious about other people. So in the options, we have misleading, which is wrong. We have inborn, which is close to the answer. We have option C, learned, and then acquired, the last one. So our final answer is inborn because it is not everybody that possesses the spirit of jealousy and suspicion. It is not everybody that would look at others and feel like knowing details about them. And this is stated in the passage. Passage 3. Passage 3 has to do with filling the gaps. Boxing is sometimes called the noble art of self-defense. The passage is about boxing, and as you know, boxing is an exercise. It is an activity that attracts spectators. It is an activity that attracts judgment. So everything we are going to handle under this passage would be jargon of boxing or of sports. The passage, boxing is sometimes called the noble art of self-defense. According to some people, boxing appeals to the lowest instincts in the dash. A. Agitation, B. Witness, C. Congregation, and D. Spectator. Option A. Agitators. Agitators is not correct in this context because you cannot assign the name, the title agitator to those who have come to watch boxing. Option B, witness. Witness is better put when we are talking about a court or legal register. Option C, congregation. Congregation is better used when the contest is about religion or religious gathering. Option D, spectators. Spectators is the answer because spectator is a jargon under sports. People who come to view sport activities are regarded as spectators. So I continue. According to some people, boxing appeals to the lowest instinct in the spectator who have come to watch blood flow. As their fellow human suffer. Boxers who are medically fit appear in the dash: A stage, B circle, C track, and D ring. The answer here is ring, because in boxing you talk about ring, not circle, not stage, and not track. The referee sometimes allow the dash: A bout, B match, C performance, D contest. In boxing, the appropriate word is bout, and this has to do with the activities of the boxers on the ring. The referee sometimes allow the bout to go on for long so that one of the dash: A assailants, B disputants, C contestants, and D brawlers. The answer A is a contestant because you have two aspirants contesting for a particular medal in boxing. So we have